Hello. Better bring the mic over here. Hello. Hi guys. Say hi to Patrick for us. What? Speedball Haro, why are you saying say hi to Patrick for us? Say hi to Patrick who? I commented to Patrick because he mentioned, he pointed out in a comment that on Facebook the title for the video on Facebook was not yet updated. It's a strange thing. When you go live, it doesn't necessarily always update it right away. Or I didn't update it at first. Anyway. Yes, this is not the Master Grade Spiegel. Of course, we already built that. We're building the RG Eva kit. So, hello, everybody. Let's see who we got in here. Got Egg Roll Gang, Fire Dragon over there on Twitch. What's going on, guys? And yes, Patrick on Facebook. Hello. And on YouTube, a lot of people. Danjo. When Life Gives You Lemons. Ricardo, what's going on, buddy? Mike, Gump Lagoon, Xing, Gerardo. Seal, hello. Sticks Cutie on Twitch. What's up? Gump Lagoon, hey guys. Alright. Yes, coffee. Dr. Zaku? Am I Dr. Zaku now? Is it because of the t-shirt? Is that something? Well, I don't know. What's that? Emmanuel with the first, at least the first one that I've seen. First question asking about what's my opinion on the Master Grade EX Unicorn? Well, I'm sure that's the first of many times that I'm gonna get asked that question today. So I think it looks like pretty cool. Let's talk about that a little bit later. I'll get into that. We'll have a deep dive into my thoughts on that, which are not that complicated. But what was that? Who was saying that? Speedball Haro said, I'm working on the BTF Master Grade Double Zeta kit. Actually, Speedball Haro, I was just recently thinking that I wanted to pull that kit out of backlog purgatory. I want to pull that out of backlog purgatory and try to work on that kit pretty soon. It's a cool kit, but like I built it ages ago, but I want to actually like paint it up. Anyway, Danjo, take my money. I finally built the Master Grade Cubelate. Well, I appreciate the using super chat there. Thank you very much. And you finally built the Master Grade Cubelate. That's good. You know, I've built the Model Comprehend Cubelate also ages ago, and the Cubelate Damned Master Grade kit from Bandai, but I've never built just like a regular Master Grade Cubelate. I have the Purdue 2 version, the red one. I have that. That one's also one I've had in my backlog for a long time. Have I built, William asking, have you built the RG Eva Unit 1 yet? No, I've not built Eva Unit 1 yet, so I can't really compare, although I assume they're going to be pretty similar in their construction. You know, and this is even using some of the same parts. So, you know, I guess they're going to be pretty comparable. But yeah, still waiting to get my hands on one of those. Was trying to get one here locally, but it's proving to be kind of hard. So maybe we'll get one sent to me. Adam said he could send me one just directly from USA Gundam Store. That'll take a while to get here though, and also I don't I know they're pretty limited, hard to get there in the US. So I feel kind of bad about him sending me one, because then that's one less in stock for you guys. But also, if you guys are aware, which maybe a lot of you are, that you can build 2 different versions of the Eva Unit 00, the regular Eva Unit 00, or the 00 apostrophe, and I'm going to be building the apostrophe version because that's the version that I prefer. It's got a little bit different chest and a little bit different shoulders. The thigh is kind of also a little bit slightly different as well, just as one part that's a different color. Xing asking, you watch PewDiePie? I used to watch PewDiePie pretty regularly, but I haven't for a while, maybe almost a year. When he was doing like Minecraft videos every day, I stopped watching. I was just not interested. But I think that recently he's got kind of back to doing other more various things other than just Minecraft all the time. But because I wasn't watching for a while, YouTube stopped recommending his videos to me, and I never really remembered to check in on what's PewDiePie doing, so I haven't watched. But I don't know. I don't watch a ton of stuff on YouTube. I feel like I do, but because like I have it playing a lot, but most of the time it's just news stuff. So like if I were to say I don't watch a lot of YouTube, it's just I don't watch a lot of like YouTube personalities, things like that. It's just a few things, but yeah, mostly news stuff. Trying to keep up with what's happening back in the homeland, and it's pretty crazy. Yeah, Connor. Yes, the tall shoulders on the Eva Unit 00 apostrophe are so much better. Hey, what's going on, Adam? We were just talking about you. I was just talking about you. I'm the only one talking. But I'm baffled by the fact this kit is from the same year as the Master Grade Goof Custom, but doesn't use screws. What? Huh? Which kit? How far did you get with the 100? Mike, I'm still watching the 100, and last night I just finished season 3. I think there's 5 seasons, right? So, yeah, I'm still enjoying it. Season 3 was pretty good. It definitely went very Terminator. So I like and dislike that they're kind of like just making their way through like all of the main like sci-fi tropes, basically, like Terminator, and the first season was a lot of Lord of the Flies and among other things, but they're like making their way through all these different sci-fi tropes. So I like it because I like sci-fi stuff, but it is also not necessarily the most creative series, but it's still enjoyable. Yeah, I'm liking it. Season 3 is pretty cool. That whole aspect of it. Yes, Adam, it was good things we were talking about you. I was just saying how you had mentioned that you could maybe just send me one of the Eva Unit 1 DX sets, because I was still not able to get my hands on one here. But I said I would feel bad about taking one from your stock there that, maybe someone would want to buy. I'd feel bad if it got like sold out and hard to find there, and it was because I took one off your hands for review. But then again, I'm sure people would appreciate seeing the review too, so that's the problem. Let's see. Tricky how these parts fit together. And just by the way, we're building the torso first, if you couldn't tell, but if you guys are familiar with building real grades, usually real grades start off building the feet first, so this one's kind of unique that you're building the torso first, actually. And there's a lot of stuff going on here inside the torso that looks to be of use, but it also looks like I don't really understand how that's going to be of use. But I'm just going to build it and we'll find out. There's the core. During the unboxing, while recording the unboxing for this, I thought that this big red piece at first was for the mono eye, but actually it's a different piece, much smaller piece for the mono eye. What's up, Zach? Loves the builds. The Gundam kit review, thank you. I'll be back later when life gives you lemons. Alright, we'll see you later. Oh, kind of wish the DX set came with the shield as well. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised about no shield. I kind of would have thought that like maybe that's something they would have included with a Eva Unit 2 DX set. Maybe would have included a shield and I don't know what else. Maybe like some more. Well, I don't know. Some more parts to add on to like the Eva Unit 1 DX set that had like the launch pad. If like Eva Unit 2 would have come with more parts to like add on to like the front of the launch pad to give you like the bridge kind of right in front of the Eva's face, you know, like the very famous like scenes whenever they're standing in like in the hangar like right in front of the Eva's face, you know. If you would have had like add-on parts to like add on to the front of that launch base to make that little part in front of the Eva, that would have been cool. Maybe someday they will still make that part of that, like that add-on part. That'd be pretty awesome, I think. But yeah, strange that Eva Unit 2 has not yet been announced to have any sort of DX set. Seems like they're just not going to have one. So this is pretty cool. Look at this. This is for the neck. Let's see if I can show this to you guys. I can't really see my camera very well, can I? What's going on, Mike Jones? Here we are. So the neck, when it moves up, you see that middle part pops out like that. And then when you move it forward, there's a sliding mechanism with the yellow part on the back of the neck. Slides a little bit there. So I'm thinking that this entire kit is going to have tons of just moving parts and sliding parts everywhere, which is awesome. It kind of has to you know, maintain the effect. But it seems like, at least just building the very first section here so far, it's gonna be pretty good. So I'm excited. And you got the hole here where the entry plug is going to go, right down into there. It's pretty cool the entry plug can actually go down all the way into there as well. I would have thought it would have been just something like when you open up the back part, you can just kind of stick the entry plug in there and it's just like looks like it's coming out. But you can actually put it all the way down into there, which is pretty interesting. Yeah, and Mike, it doesn't come with the Longinus spear, but that would have been something else too, like to include it in an Eva Unit 2 DX set, to include like maybe the big shield and the Longinus spear. The Longinus spear doesn't exactly necessarily go with Eva Unit 2, but this cannon doesn't go with Eva Unit 1 either necessarily, so or Eva Unit 0, this one. Xing asking, are the Eva kits worth it? From my experience so far, they seem pretty awesome. But this is as far into it as I am at the moment, so you know, can't say with too much certainty quite yet. I have a feeling it should be pretty cool. Let's see. Is that supposed to go down there? Like that? Yes, okay. I see. Okay. Then this one. Also, I will say that just getting all the parts prepped for this, it took a while. This kit has a lot of parts. So just getting everything ready for today's build took quite a long time, which is good. I mean, if you're looking to get a kit, you want to, at least for me anyway, something that I like, something that gives you a good amount of kit to build. I think it's much more satisfying than just something that goes together really super quick. Where's this part that I'm looking for? I feel like it should be yellow. One of the things that made this kit take so long to build was the fact that so much of the parts are undergated. It seemed like pretty much all of the armor parts. I didn't pay attention super well, so I can't say that, yes, definitely all of the armor parts are undergated, but as far as I can remember, pretty much everything was undergated. Damn. So if you like that, I personally don't like undergating because it just makes the whole process take longer. But if you like that, there's how that opens. That opens like that and like that. Okay, very cool. How do you feel about the RG Ava line, including other genres? Or how do you feel about the RG line, including other genres? Like Ava, never really watched the show, but it's cool how the option to build kits are. I think the Ava or the RG line branching out to do other things other than Gundam is fine. It's cool. I'm cool with that. I think the thing that is important is that it's kind of like appropriate use for Evangelion. Because of the nature of Evangelion designs, I think the RG line is a really good fit. If for something like an RG like Mazinger kit wouldn't really necessarily be, I think, as interesting. Like an RG Ultraman kit would also be pretty cool because it'd be very similar to this, you know, like having a ton of parts and a lot of moving parts because it's a very kind of organic kind of shape. And I want to make sure I'm putting these parts together properly because it shows very specifically how to do this, and I don't want to break anything. So after putting this in here, it's supposed to rotate. Alright, there we go. It's pretty tight. Oof, it's real tight. That's supposed to rotate like that, and this part is supposed to go onto here. And then what? Not that one. This one. Goes on the other side. Man. But did that make sense about my opinion on Evangelion stuff being in the RG line? Sorry, I'm trying to make sure that I put this part together properly, so hang on. Just bear with me for a minute. Also... It's not going on there. Huh. Because that part's not in there, right? Man. Alright. Yeah, this is a pretty intricate build here for this section. Oh man, you really got to get it in, like, everything just right. And I think has this part like not plugging in correctly. It's definitely right, but let me see. Come on. not wanting to push together quite right here. So I think that's right. There you go. These parts in like just under the chest here were really tight, and I can see it's kind of stressing out the plastic a little bit there, just pushing these parts together. It was right, I mean everything was lined up, but yeah, I'd be a bit worried about that. The fit, and then like from the front, it looks like it's lined up right, but from the back, it looks right, but from the front, it's crooked. So, what's the deal? I'm tempted to take this apart and put it back together again. Because that's crooked. Why is it crooked like that? Yeah. If you're really desperate for a... Alright, I don't know. Yeah, it's really strange. That's in there properly. Everything's plugged in properly. It's just that. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, that's the problem. Oh my. Okay. Yeah, one of my pegs got like bent. Oops. Oh my. It got like mangled to hell. How did that happen? Let's see if we can strategically bend it back into place without breaking it. So be careful. Yeah, actually, I mean, it's kind of my fault. In the manual, it tells you to push this part all the way on first, and I hadn't pushed it all the way in first. That was kind of my problem, I think. So it was one of those where it gives you the step you need to do, like step 1, step 2, step 3 of putting the parts together, and I just kind of pushed everything all together at once, and it was not the right way to do it. So, alright. Lesson learned on this kit. I think it's gonna be one where it's just a very sensitive little guy, because he's got a lot of little moving parts, so you need to follow the instructions very carefully. Alright, well, that was a pain. How's the RG Ava? David, so far, it's pretty interesting. Vortex, yes, I am on Twitch, or streaming on Twitch, and YouTube, and Facebook at the same time. Delta Kai said, I hear these kits are really nice, but sort of fragile. Yeah, I can tell you, at least from my experience so far, they are a little bit fragile. And I did want to also put some of the stickers on here as we're going. With this being an RG kit, it's got some stickers on the inside as well, so we'll use a couple of these just to see how they look. I don't normally do this for RG kits, but I feel like, what the heck, why not? Put these on here. So like with the RG Gundam kits, you've got a couple of these little chrome stickers that will go on parts of the inner frame, as it were. My stream is much better today. Are you meaning like the picture quality and everything? I feel like probably the content quality is not that good today because it's very slow building this, and I already kind of messed up and had to take like 10 minutes just trying to fix that part together. But if the like image quality and everything is better, then that's good. Any crazy stiff parts like the RG Unicorn shoulder? Well, that part that I was just putting together was pretty stiff, which I forgot. I need to turn that back the other way. So yeah, so far it does seem like there are going to be a couple of sections that are kind of stiff, yes. So just beware and be aware. And that was the right part, right? Now I'm curious as to if that was even the right part. Maybe that was the problem. Well, I'm sure that that was not the problem, but there are a couple of parts here that look very similar. And I hope they're the same. Yeah, they are the same. Okay, good. These like kind of backbone shaped parts. There's a couple of them. You need 3 of them. There's 3 different ones, and 2 of them are the same and one's different. And I wanted to make sure I put on the right one. It seems like I did. That's good. Alright, so that's like that. And basically it's repeating the same process what we did before. I want to make sure I do it correctly this time, so put this section on the side all the way in first. Then this part into here. Like that. And then the other side. There's one more of those. Oh, and I should make sure that's the right part too, because let's see. There's 2 of this one as well. There's 2 parts that look very similar, but they're not exactly the same. So I want to make sure that I'm putting the right ones on here, because I think that that is not the right one. Man, okay, phew. This kit is no joke. You really gotta be on the ball. And I guess I should have gone to bed a little earlier last night. I went to bed at like 3 a.m. And I guess you can't take on RG Ava without a proper night's rest, I'd say. So, alright, let's see. Then that one must be not like that, but the other one must be this one here. There we are. Like that. Okay. Thank you. And we got some more stickers on here. Philly gets. You're about to get yourself a suspension from the chat if you keep asking to see my feet. What's that? One for the other side. There we go, and then one more of that. Need 3 of this section. Once again, that goes into there. Rotate that around like that, and just the same process again. You can plug this one into the side, like that. Then this one with the little tailbone pointing down this time. Like that, and then on the opposite side, this guy onto here. Like that. A couple more stickers. Oblivion, heya, hello, hi. Ariana, MGEX release reveal today, price leak. Yeah, the price is like around 250 bucks. The Japanese yen price is 23,000 yen. So it's gonna be a pretty beastly kit. Now let's talk about the Master Grade Ava. Oh no, sorry, Master Grade Ava. Oh man, yeah, I should have got some more sleep last night. The Master Grade EX Unicorn, and I'll probably do like a separate video on this later, just my thoughts on the new kit, new announcement. Oh no. And of course it'll be covered in the Zaku News video on the USA Gundam TV channel as well. But yeah, my thoughts on that. I think that it was a pretty predictable release, and I talked about this like last week or whenever it was that we got like the hint that there was an Master Grade EX coming when you guys kept asking me about that during the stream. And so I was saying that it could be like the Master Grade Unicorn, Master Grade EX Unicorn would make sense because considering what could possibly have been Master Grade EX, it was either going to be something like much more complicated than a standard Master Grade or something much more larger than a standard Master Grade. And they've done some large Master Grades before, like the XS is pretty large, the O, the Deep Striker, and I don't think they would do anything much larger than that. And just doing another MG of a similar size, there's no reason to put the EX on it because they've done similar ones like that before. They would only put the EX on there if it was something like new and extra big, and they wouldn't do anything larger than the Master Grade Deep Striker, I'm sure, in the Master Grade line. That's about as big as they're going to go, I think. So that means EX was more likely to be something that was just like a more complicated Master Grade. And when you think about what could be like a more complicated Master Grade, the Evangelion, or God, why do I keep saying Evangelion? The Unicorn really made sense because number one, the original Master Grade Unicorn is pretty old, so it's kind of due for a 2.0, even though I think a lot of people have Unicorn fatigue, understandably. Still, all things considered, it does need a 2.0, kind of the old Master Grade. While I still like the old Master Grade, I still think the original Master Grade looks great. It could certainly do for a 2.0. So, and what they could also do with that is to incorporate some more aspects of the PG into the Master Grade as well. So it really made sense that that's what they would do for the Master Grade EX. So I was not very surprised at all, to be honest, that turns out to be the case. Let me see. Hang on. This one is these parts here for the hips are supposed to be rotated more than that. But how can I rotate these? Kind of shows. Hang on. Yeah, I got the view from the front thing, but how can I rotate this more? And based on what we can see so far of the Master Grade EX Unicorn kit, is that it looks like, obviously we know it's going to have LEDs included with it. There we go. So that's going to be a big reason for the price, is the LEDs. Where you have the perfect grade, you have the option of buying the LED unit separately. You don't have that option with the Master Grade EX, so that's just going to be included, so that's going to add a lot to the price, of course. So that is one thing right off the bat. Look at this section here. That's pretty cool for the torso. It's like a shrimp or something. So yeah, it's got the LED unit. That's expensive. shouldn't be that expensive. Bandai charges too much for their LED stuff. We can all agree on that. But it's Bandai, so of course the LED unit edition is going to be expensive. Also, it looks like it's got the ability to change to either green or red. And from the picture that we've seen of it so far, it is including like a display base for the tri-shield, like the funnel shields that you can see in like the final battle. So if it's including that, the 3 shields, then I'm wondering if it's just including all of the full armor parts as well. It's got 3 shields. Maybe it's just got all the full armor parts. So if it was like including the LED set and all the full armor parts and the this display base, and yeah, like Ricardo was just saying there, it looks like the LEDs are wireless LEDs. Yeah, that does look to be the case, and that would make sense. That's kind of like new technology. That was kind of a new thing that we'd seen other companies making these wireless LEDs that you could buy with like the display base and everything. So it kind of makes sense that Bandai would, you know, try to adapt that for their new Unicorn kit. It really works well. It's a good idea. So that is probably why. I mean, the full armor parts, I'm not sure about that, but I'm saying it's very possible that it's coming with all the full armor parts. It would be surprising if they wouldn't have that in the name and they wouldn't show that. But if it's got the 3 shields, it's kind of weird that it wouldn't also come with all the full armor parts. That said, you know, there will undoubtedly be a full armor version and a Banshee version, a Phoenix version. Yes, there will be many versions of that to come out, and a Plan B version and a Gundam Base exclusive version and whatever else versions. The full armor parts would be P Bandai, like the fin funnel, the metal structure. That's very possible. Like I said, I don't know. I'm just saying it's kind of weird to come with the 3 shields and not all of the full armor parts. But yeah, it is more likely that it is not including the full armor parts. But saying that could also contribute to the price. But at least the shields and everything contributing to the price. But certainly an expensive one. That much is clear. Okay, that goes into here. This one here. Either way, I think in general, people's thoughts, I haven't seen too much reaction to it yet, because it's kind of like still kind of breaking news. But I'm sure the general reaction to the MGEX Unicorn kit is going to be kind of the same as people's reaction to the Masquerade Wing Verka. Is that probably going to be just a lot of moaning and groaning, which I can understand. You know, people want something new, and no doubt the Masquerade EX Unicorn is going to be an awesome kit. I'm sure of that, but I can understand people's complaints about that. Come on then. How does this go now? There we go. Then I need to close that back up. There we go. Looking good. And this thing is looking pretty amazing. Here. Just the detail and the part separation on this kit is crazy. It's once again Bandai just flexing their muscles with these kits, eh? strange. Is that not right? Oh, it doesn't go there. It goes up here. That's why. Was trying to put this part into the wrong place. That's not right. There we go. Up there, and this one here on the chest. Under here. And this one here. There was no sticker or anything for that? I find that hard to believe. Did I miss a sticker there? I guess not. Let's see. Sticker. No sticker on there, really? Interesting. Alright then. I would have thought like on the little V there at the bottom of the neck, seems like that's a perfect place for a little sticker there. But apparently not. So there is the chest, and here's the other chest. I already built it up just previously for the unit 00, but like I said, I prefer the 00 apostrophe, so that's the version that we're building here. Mike, do you think the MGEX line is another chance for a 100 scale Kshatriya to exist? No, I don't think so. I wouldn't think so. Because like I was saying before, I think the MGEX line will be not necessarily for just making large master grades, but like very like gimmick heavy, super gimmick heavy MGs. If they were to ever make a master grade Kshatriya, I think it would just be a normal master grade, and like that would be enough. But like the EX Unicorn is because it's got LEDs and the base included and whatever other gimmicks we don't know about yet, and other stuff. So the LEDs obviously being kind of like the main thing. But that said, I don't think the EX line is gonna be like a big line. It's gonna be kind of like the high res line where they'll make like one per year maybe. So I don't know what now that we kind of have a better idea of what the EX line is, we can kind of theorize as to what future releases might bring. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think any future EX kits could be? Could be any number of things. It makes sense that it would, whatever other new EX kits come out, they'll be, you know, things that Bandai can make loads of money on. So that's not right. So I don't know. Maybe the EX line would be a good chance for Bandai to make a 2.0 version of the Exia, because a lot of people want a 2.0 Exia. So maybe like after they'll make the Virtue next year, assuming, you know, that's they made the Dynamace and the Curios, and then the next year will be the Virtue, and then maybe after that will be the MGEX Exia, which will serve as like a 2.0 version of the Exia, and it will also include more, again, LED gimmicks like with the Perfect Grade, basically. That could be. Yeah, I don't have any inside information on that, and I think it's also probably not very likely, but it's possible. If I was at Bandai, it seems like something that would kind of make sense, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's gonna happen. Go, and this one here. go. Alright, and then just these last parts here on the back. 25, 25, 24. It's another instance of where two of these parts are the same and one's different, so I gotta see here. Let's see, that one is there. And this one is here. MG Atlas Gundam? An MG Atlas Gundam would also be cool. I like that. And there, and there. And there we go. Alright. So yeah, there is quite a bit of like that frame, as it were, showing there on the back, isn't there? I mean, it even seems like too much of a gap there. Well, I guess that's right. It's quite a large gap. I guess that's right anyway. So there you go. That's pretty amazing torso. Got some nice bend there. Some nice bend. I have it all the way bent to the front now. And just bent back. Backwards extension like that is pretty crazy. And then all the way to the front. Pretty insane. Alright, let's build the head, which is next, which has some very tiny pieces on it. Alright. It took an hour to build the torso. Yeah, basically. Almost. 45 minutes, basically. Not including the oopsie times. Yes. Just the torso took a while, but I think the torso, because it is so... Because it's basically building the torso and the hip section all together as one thing, and it's quite complicated. So I think that part took a lot longer than other sections of the build will. I don't expect other parts to be taking quite as long as that. Could be wrong, but... Speaking of expectations, guys, I gotta tell you about this. The, what's it? The P Bandai HG Hazenthly kit. Just recently got that in like last week, and then last night I was just getting that prepared to build, just cleaning up all the, I was cutting out all the parts and stuff, and going through the process of cutting out all the parts and everything for the HG Hazenthly, I was realizing how much of that kit is new. I was quite surprised. Like the blade rifle for that is entirely new. I mean, the design is the same as like what was included with the Wound War and other kits so far, but there you go. So like, for example, the head that went together super fast, but I mean, it's pretty simple, but it looks great. Part separation on that is amazing. It's a really great looking head. But yeah, the design of the blade rifle for the Hazenthly is the same, but the parts are like all new. So I was pretty impressed. And not only that, but like it's got a new hip joint in that as well, and a new like the thigh and the hip, the center of the hip section is all new to make it so it's not the previous legs are just, the hip joint is just a ball and socket joint, but the new parts is like a normal, like newer style just peg and like a proper like joint at the top of the thigh. Sorry, I'm not describing that well, but you guys know what I mean. Like a much like a newer design hip joint. So that's awesome. So the Hazenthly blade rifle actually parts instead of stickers. The blade rifle still has stickers for the blade, unfortunately, but the blade design is a little bit different actually. It's new. The KHAR is out, but I haven't got mine. I think maybe my pre-order for the KHAR 2, well, I think I got my pre-order in for like the second batch maybe, so I think mine's coming maybe next month or something. That's okay. But yeah, the blade rifle for the Hazenthly doesn't transform. It doesn't have the claw transformation on it. It doesn't have those parts included, and the construction of it is in a way that you like couldn't transform it. Just the construction of it is different. The parts on the inside, the only parts that are the same are like the very top part and like the camera on top with like the dark navy parts. Those parts are the same from the wound warp, but the rest of the parts are all new. So it's pretty interesting. And yeah, the hip joint's new. The arms are new. I was thinking the arms would just be the same as the Hazenflay too, but the parts are actually different. Really, I was disappointed that the front skirt attachment parts of like the wound wart arms that are like attached onto its front skirts are not functional. That's disappointing, but I think you can maybe use like actual wound wart arms from if you have the HD wound wart kit. You can actually use those arms with it. I'm not sure yet because I haven't tried it. I haven't built the thing yet. But I was disappointed that the arms that you get on there are just like not exactly a fixed pose. They do have a little bit of articulation to them, but they're not fully functional. So that was kind of disappointing. Let's see here. Yeah, actual wound war X-Blaster said actual wound war arms do work. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'll have to try that, but unfortunately my wound war kits are also packed away. So I have to dig one out to try that. I was thinking that like as I was preparing those parts, I was thinking like, man, I'm gonna have to like dig out my other AOZ HG kits so that I can do that review properly, because I need to do a lot of comparisons. Let's see, where's this piece here? What color is it even supposed to be? Oh, gray. There it is. Alright, so this guy is like that. This goes into here. And should be the other way, actually. Like that. Bandai's illustrations are usually very clear, but I gotta say on this one, some of the illustrations are not super clear. Which direction like things are supposed to plug onto there. But I'm making it work. There you go. This is pretty crazy the way this goes together, I gotta say. Can really tell that Bandai put a lot of effort into designing this kit. Man. You would have to make like a good Eva kit like this, and they got to really do it right. But man, it seems like they really did it right, gotta say. Again, just because of the really organic nature of the Eva designs, to translate that into kit form, I mean, as we've seen with other, Eva kits in general are not new. Bandai has been making Eva kits for a long time, and Kotobukiya makes Eva kits and stuff, but they're always like not quite like believable, because it's just hard to make really organic looking stuff with just plastic parts like this, right? It seems like Bandai really pulled out all the stops on this one for sure. Let's see, sticker 13. No special release for Unit 2. Yeah, Paulo, we were just talking about that a little bit earlier. Seems like there's not going to be any DX set for EVA Unit 2. And they haven't... Right? There was that teaser for the EVA Unit 3, right? Wasn't it? Unit 3? It's the black one. There was a teaser for that one, right? Wasn't there? Wasn't that the RG, or was that something else? Now I'm forgetting if that was RG or not. Let's see, and this part for the front of the leg, you have two different color options. Let's see, for the apostrophe version, it's supposed to be gray, so I kind of like it better in white, but okay. We'll stick to the plan. Use the gray piece there. And then this one here. And then this one. Right? On here. Where? How does that go on there? It's way up there like that. I'm a big fan of the Rehazel. I hope we get one too. Is there an AOZ kit you would like to see? Mike, is there an AOZ kit I would like to see come out? Sure, loads. I think we talked about this. Maybe I think on the last live stream with Adam we were talking about this on the USA Gundam TV channel. But yeah, like the Rosette or the Dandelion would be pretty cool. Like the Marasai. Like the design based on the Marasai. I'd like to see that, and I'd like to see this part go on here. Would be nice. But let's see, why is this not fitting? This one's supposed to go on first. I guess that would help. But actually, aha! I think I have the wrong parts here. Okay, I think those are... I switched the legs for those parts, I think. Right leg and left leg parts. Yeah, the Rosette and or Dandelion would be cool. And what else would be cool from Advanced Zeta? Of course the inlay. It's not very likely. It's pretty massive, but that would be awesome. Like the Hazel Ausla with the gigantic arms using like the Psycho Gundam arm parts, or like the gigantic form of the Woundwort as well would be awesome. Using the the legs and arms of the Psycho Gundam, that'd be awesome. What's your impressions of the MGEX Unicorn Verka that's set to come out? Well, Acid Blade, it's not a Verka, but we've already talked a lot about the Master Grade EX Unicorn, and I think it'll be cool. Ian Henry, though, thank you for using the super chat. I have the Kodo Eva Unit 1 TV version, and the color separation is okay, but the RG is miles above in every category. Yeah, it's cool to hear. I'm not super surprised by that, but it's good to know. But man, still, those TV version Kodo kits are still very attractive looking kits, though, I gotta say. Especially the box art. Those are kind of like Verka kits where like half the excitement for getting the kit is just from the awesome box art. The Kotobukiya TV version Eva kits looks so awesome just because the box art looks so cool. There we go. There's already an RG Unicorn with LEDs in it. Yes, there is an RG Unicorn with LEDs in it, but that version of the RG Unicorn is fixed pose. The Gundam Base exclusive version with the LEDs you can't change the pose on that. It's not posable. So they kind of understandably were not able to fit like moving LED unit into the real grade. It's just too small. The fact that they made the real grade transformable was like crazy enough. But to also incorporate like an LED system into that where it's able to move. I mean, you could do it by yourself. If you're good with LEDs, you could sort it out. But like for Bandai to be able to produce that on like a consumer level, there's just no way they'd be able to do that. This is pretty crazy too, just the level of detail here in the feet as well. You got the yellow feet with the red bottom shoes, and then the green inserts, these dark gray inserts that go in there as well. Just got everything. Seems like just like completely color accurate, straight out of the box. Which on its own is not necessarily super impressive, but it's impressive because the Eva design like has a lot of colors. It's a very colorful design, so the fact they're able to make it so color accurate, it's not relying on stickers at all for the color accuracy, straight out the box, is pretty impressive. If I could only get this piece into here. Come on then. There we go. And you onto here. And you up into there. And there we go. There's one leg down. Let's take a look at this knee bend. Ooh. When you bend the knee, you can see the part on the top of the thigh will pop out. See that? A little thigh muscle pop there. It's pretty cool. The knee armor here will bend a little bit there. Alright. Very cool. Looks a little bit limited in terms of its outward movement. Is there a way to pull this joint out or something that it can move out more? Doesn't look like it, is there? We'll see. Is there a way to pull out this hip joint a little bit farther so that that can move wider? So if not, then like that's the extent of how wide you can get the leg, which is pretty wide enough, I suppose, but if you wanted it any wider than that, looks like you're not going to be able to, maybe. There we go. Alright. Let's get the other leg built up. Kemi said, Bandai making bank on these Eva kits, just change the color of the head, the chest, and give it new weapons. Sort of. I think there's more different about the designs than you're giving them credit for. It's not just changing the head and the colors necessarily. But of course anything Evangelion is going to be making bank. Because it's Evangelion. This here, rotate that around, and this one here, just like that. Filthus Frank said, maybe I should get all three of them and pose them in a running start, all next to each other. Yes, that would be a logical pose. Pose them in, I suppose. I suppose. There we go. Rotate that down like that. There, like that. Close that in. And that. Feeling much more confident the second time around here. Brian Linsenberg, thank you for using the super chat there. Fist bump right back at you. The TV designs were more barrel chested. Oh, really interesting. Hope we get new release dates for Hathaway's Flash soon. Yeah, what's going on with that? And hope we get more kit announcements from Hathaway's Flash as well too. Some sort of Cassie announcement would be nice. Still wondering if that's going to end up being an MG or... I think it would make a really good RE100 kit. But yeah, the RE100 line, I don't know what's going on with that. So maybe we're not going to see any more RE100 kits, it seems like. Where you buy Gundam Converge only? Well, unfortunately, for if you guys are living in the US, seems Bluefin, aka Bandai, doesn't really seem interested in importing much Converge stuff for you guys there. So that kind of sucks. Hopefully they'll bring in more Converge stuff in the future, but I mean, I don't know, who knows? Doesn't seem like that's gonna happen. D'Angelo, thank you again for using the super chat there. Any tips for someone who's new to resin kits? Well, I'm also very new to resin kits, so I'm not really the best person to ask for tips. I guess just like the basic tips would just be make sure you're wearing a mask. You definitely need to wash the parts before painting. When you get a kit at first, you need to do like a parts check, as soon as you can, because resin kits come from small companies where it's easier to make a mistake. Like if you got like a Bandai kit that was missing a runner, it would be 1 in a million, if not more. The chances of getting a Bandai kit that's missing anything is pretty astronomical. But getting a resin kit that's missing something is much more possible, so you need to check the parts, make sure everything's there. That's something that I would advise you to do. And yeah, wearing a mask, especially where you're doing sanding. Of course, you don't need to wear a mask while you're just like checking the parts. They're not like toxic, but you're gonna be sanding and everything, then you do need to be careful. What else? Yeah, washing parts before you go to paint. Using like soap and water or resin wash, if you can get it. It's can be a little bit expensive and not entirely necessary, but I have it and use it. But I don't know. I guess those would be like the main pointers. Otherwise, I mean, it's not like otherwise not necessarily that much different from working with plastic. It's not, at least from what I've noticed, it's not really too different in terms of like its durability either. It's not super brittle and it's not super resilient either. It's comparable to plastic, it seems like. But again, just use precaution. There you go. There's the legs. As you might expect, the second leg went together a lot faster than the first one because more familiar with it. But Eric, thank you to you as well for using the super chat there. When do you think we'll see the MG Virtue? I would say probably spring or summer of next year. like with the Curios, probably coming out around the same time of next year. May or June or something, possibly. Would be my guess. Brian, did you see the MG Extreme Unicorn? Any thoughts? Yeah, Brian. Oh, yes, I have. We've been talking about the MG Extreme Unicorn, MGEX Unicorn. Yes. Yeah, I don't have a ton of thoughts on that, just because we don't know a whole lot about it yet. I'm theorizing that possibly it comes with full armor parts as well. Probably not, because it's not in the title. It probably would say, like we saw like the Japanese like title order form for it, and it didn't say full armor unicorn. But it does have the option, very clearly we can see in the photos, that it does have the option to make like the final battle version, where it has the green cycle frame, so you think you can just switch the LED color from red to green. And it has the triple shields and like a mounting arm base just for the triple shields as well. So it's likely that it will just only come with that, and if you want all the rest of the full armor parts, that'll probably be a P Bandai add-on set, most likely. But I think it would be cool if they just had like, just include everything just all at once, all the full armor parts and everything all at once. Probably not though. But others tell me to go full hazmat when it comes to resin, full face mask, coveralls outdoor. You don't need to go full hazmat, I don't think. I mean, wear a face mask, after standing, wash your hands, get all the dust off your hands. But yeah. Dominic saying, he just realized I'm not subbed. I've had quite a few people telling me that recently, that they thought they were subbed and they weren't actually subscribed. So I think YouTube has been going through and doing like their occasional thing where they'll just like unsub people from a lot of channels for some reason. I don't really know why or how that happens, but check if you guys are subscribed. If you want to be subscribed, make sure that you actually are, because it's possible that you might not be and you thought you were. So let's see, I want to get all these hand parts out of the way so we can just focus on the arm first. So you have a lot of hands and a lot of these little yellow knuckle pieces to go over the hands as well. Okay, there we go. And also, I didn't notice this while recording the unboxing, but actually the hands are in like a softer plastic than the rest of the kit. It's not quite like polycap material, that soft, but it's kind of in between. It's definitely softer than the regular plastic though. My favorite food is probably pizza. I love pizza. It's entirely unsophisticated. But hey, if you want to call me a 12-year-old, that's fine. I like pizza. Sorry. Check out Frosted Snow's channel for a starter guide to resin. Yes, Ricardo, I'm familiar with her channel. I've kind of glanced through a couple of videos. But I'll check that out if you say so. I'm not sure, Ricardo, if that comment was to me or to the other people who were asking about resin, but I'll look into it. Interesting too that the frame for the arms, again I'm using frame in quotation marks for this one, but the frame for the arms is in light gray, and for the legs it's in dark gray. It's not the same color all throughout. That is interesting. Do you watch any Korean variety shows like Knowing Bros? No, I don't watch any Korean TV. We have a TV in our house, but we don't like, it's not like hooked up to cable, you know what I mean? We don't watch television. It's basically just for like watching Netflix off the computer. Let's see how this little guy goes in here. Like that, there we go. But unfortunately, when we visit my wife's parents' house, the TV is almost always on, and so occasionally I'm subjected to seeing some Korean variety shows from time to time if it's just on TV at my wife's parents' house, and can't say that I'm a fan. They're pretty stupid, but I don't know. What's kind of more surprising to me is how much Korean people watch variety shows. I mean, because I don't know how, people watch, a lot of people just watch TV a lot. And so they're just watching TV all the time. And I can't imagine watching that much TV every day for years and years of variety shows and not just thinking why am I still watching this? What is the point of this? I get that it's funny, but yeah, I don't know. For me, I was saying earlier, most of what I'm watching on YouTube, whenever I'm having YouTube on, do a lot more of listening to YouTube than actively watching it, because most of the time it's news stuff. So I've even had times where I just am tired of listening to the news, just because I feel I'm just kind of tired of this. So I can't imagine just watching variety shows all the time for years and years and not getting tired of that. But they're just crazy popular. What's this piece here? And this one. Will you ever review the Max Factory Kerberos models? Which ones are those? I'm not really familiar. What's Ariano asking, what's a variety show? A variety show, I mean those, I'm sure you've seen it. It's just the shows where it's not a reality show. It's not a scripted show. Where it's people doing stuff, and it's usually in front of a live studio audience, but not necessarily always. And it's usually just different famous people, can be different actors or actresses, and singers and people. That's the other thing that's kind of goofy about it too. And it's people once you're famous at all in Korea, you can stay on TV forever, because if you're a singer and then maybe your singing career kind of goes downhill and you're not really doing a lot of famous singing anymore, you can still be on Korean TV all the time. You just be on variety shows if people like you, if you're funny, and people will know you as, oh yeah, he or she is a famous singer, even though they don't really sing anymore because they're not doing that anymore, but they'll still be on TV all the time. So I've been thinking man, gotta get me a gig being some sort of Korean celebrity, so that I can just be famous and be on TV for the rest of my life and not ever have to do anything. Oh no. All of these hand parts are wrong. Are they? Maybe not, actually. But they seem like they are. Yeah, I think these are all wrong. Somehow I clipped out all the parts for the opposite hands. Oops. So let's set those aside. Looks like those are all the wrong ones. And, well, now I have to find the right ones in here. Problem is, there's so damn many hands. But luckily, they're made in a way that they'll only fit onto the proper hand that they're supposed to go on, so it's kind of hard to get them mixed up. But that's not right. Let's see. That's right for that one, I suppose. And let's see. They've all got like a slightly different shape to them, to like the connection peg. It's like all ever so slightly different in its shape. That one's here. You can see, like, for example, okay, that's not fitting there, so maybe it's this one. Okay, yeah. The connection for that one's really similar. It's kind of hard to tell which one is exactly right, but there we go. So once that is like that, which is meant to go there, like that. And let's see, are there hand options? Put those there. Find the other pieces that I need. This one here, like that, and this one like that. I do love that they give you loads of hand options, though. I mean, I wish the Benda would do that with all their kits. Alright. Do you have a review for Ava Unit 01? No, I haven't reviewed Ava Unit 1 yet. I haven't got it yet. Ragey Gamer. Let's assume that RE100 line isn't dead. Then what series or suits would you like to see come out? More stuff from like Double Zeta. Like the more obscure stuff from Double Zeta is cool for the RE line. So larger stuff, or something from Sentinel. Like some of this stuff that's obscure and large in size. I think that's what works best. For that line. So that's what I would like to see. So again, I'm building the, well, I'll build both versions of the shoulder, but the version of the shoulder that I'm going to be using is the tall version. Because obviously it's the cooler version. The Ava 00 apostrophe. Then let's see, this one goes on top of here. Then this one goes onto here. And oh no. Hold up. This goes on here first. Then this one goes onto here. Very specific order of construction for this one. Excuse me. Is that the farthest you're going to go on there? I don't think so. I think you're probably going to go on there farther, aren't you? That's it? No, come on. Come on, don't bullshit me. Go on all the way. Don't make me do this to you. And surprisingly no stickers going around on the inner parts of this, unless I missed something. No. But for some reason, can't get this to go all the way on there. That needs to be on there. Ah! Wait. We're men. We have the power of tools. I compel you to get on there. Ah! Get on that peg, it's not that hard. As you can see, having a little bit of trouble with this particular part here. Because it's supposed to go all the way onto the peg, but it's not wanting to get all the way onto there. And if it's not all the way on, then it's not going to work properly. So the thing is, I had to push it on carefully because it could very easily break this part if I push it on the wrong way. I think what I'm gonna do, hang on, is put this together the wrong way, and hopefully it will still work. Don't make me kill you. There's no way that that's on there correctly like that. Come on, you. Ah! Damn! The fuck? This part is too tight. Get on there. And it's like such a tight squeeze. Fuck, there we go. Finally. Such a tight squeeze to get that onto there, and it's such a tiny part, there's like no way to get like a proper handle on the part to push it into place. There we go. Finally. Get that onto there, put this part back together. Thank you very much. Now what's your problem? Why are you going on here? Alright, that's what I thought. Are you planning on reviewing the Moderoid Ikaruga kit? I don't think so. You think Bandai will ever release the MG Atlas Gundam? I would like that, but also I'm gonna give that, and I don't think so. An MG Atlas Gundam would be cool though. We can all agree on that. I mean, in these troubled times where no one seems to be able to agree on anything, there's one thing we can all agree on. That everyone could get behind an MG Atlas. It'd certainly be a lot more exciting, I think, for a lot of people than an MG Wing or an MG Unicorn. We need need an MG Kshatriya 2.0. Well, we need a Kshatriya 1.0 Master Grade before we get a Master Grade Kshatriya 2.0, I would say. But that one also, I gonna give that an I don't think so. There's our shoulder part, and okay, now we can put this arm together, and those are the parts to make the other version of the shoulder, which we'll make in just a moment. So here we go, this goes onto here like that. The other reason that this tall shoulder is the superior shoulder, let's just put this other one together here real quick. Where's the instructions for that? There you are, I see it. The other reason that this version of the shoulder is superior is because of that cool part separation, like this part here you see on this version of the shoulder. Hang on. This one is like this. Okay. Like that. And this one like that. And like that. You see, this version of the shoulder, number one, it's tiny. Two, look at the difference of that part separation. With this one, you have this awesome part separation with the gray, the dark gray on the inside, and the red and green parts separated, and the yellow part going around there. Awesome. This one is just gray, yellow. Boring. This one is much better. But the way that it pops onto here leaves me a little bit worried that it's not going to be on there very securely. It's just on this tiny little ball joint on the top of the shoulder, and it seems pretty secure, but I have my worries with that. There you go. We're almost done with the body now, and it's looking pretty amazing. Oblivion asks, what's your favorite movie? Well, I'm glad you asked, because me, I love movies, and I have a few favorites. I don't necessarily have one particular favorite. I kind of have them broken down into genres, sort of. Anyway, here's some of my favorite movies. One of my favorite American movies would be, well, like for sci-fi, I like a lot of stuff. It's kind of hard to tell which one would be my favorite, but like, definitely one of my favorite movies is Forbidden Planet. It's old sci-fi movie, but it's definitely one of my favorites. And then like other stuff like Alien and Star Wars. I love those movies too. I don't necessarily really like 2001: A Space Odyssey. Like, I love sci-fi movies, but I don't really like that movie very much. So I don't just like by default love all the sci-fi classics, but do like, you know, some of them certainly more than others. What else? I love a lot of Japanese and like Korean indie movies as well too, and I haven't kept up with a lot of more recent ones actually, so anything like pretty recent I wouldn't really know very well, but like I studied a lot of them when I was in college, so that's like a lot of them that I know are from that time. But for example, like the Taste of Tea is one of my favorite Japanese movies. If you guys have never seen that, highly recommend it. The Japanese title is Cha no Aji. Taste of Tea is amazing. Also, Bright Future is another really great Japanese movie that I really love. Bright Future. Nobody Knows is another good one as well too. Nobody Knows is a horribly depressing movie, but if that's what you're in the mood for, then I can recommend that one as well. I guess I shouldn't say that. It's not horribly depressing, but it gets pretty depressing. It's not like it's just like a terrible the whole way through. It has a lot of bright spots, which are like nice, but other parts are pretty rough. So like that kind of stuff I really like from Japan. From Korea, like some of my favorites would be like Kim Ki-duk movies. He's a Korean director. Like Bad Guy, or Spring, Summer, Fall, Winter, and Spring, or what else? Those Kim Ki-duk movies. Binjit, 3 Iron is the English title. Is another one of my favorites of his as well. And like the Wong Kar-wai movies as well. It's Chinese, Hong Kong director. Wong Kar-wai is from Hong Kong, right? Or it's from China? I forget. But Wong Kar-wai, like 2046. Not Pineapple Express. No, what is that? Chungking Express. I think because he eats pineapple in the movie, so I think Pineapple Express is obviously not Pineapple Express. Chungking Express. Yeah. Mother as well. Yeah, Rensho Mother was really good. Not the American movie. I haven't seen that one actually, but I do love. I do love Darren Aronofsky movies as well. The Fountain is one of my favorite American movies as well. Lost in Translation. Did I mention that? I don't know if I mentioned that, but I love Lost in Translation. Is great. It's one of my favorite movies. And yeah, The Fountain is one of my favorites as well. Super, I think, underrated movie, The Fountain. I think terribly underrated, and I think it was just like really misunderstood, unfortunately. Any of you guys also fans of that movie? I really love it. That's one, and another one that I kind of put on like a similar level is Cloud Atlas. I think I definitely like The Fountain much more than Cloud Atlas, but I liked Cloud Atlas quite a bit, and I also felt like that one as well was really misunderstood. I feel like everyone just, like, at least all like the critics, any like of the reviews that I saw about it, I'm not sure if like a lot of just general audience also share this view, but like Cloud Atlas, I feel like a lot of people just really focused on like, oh, it's about reincarnation, and then but that's not what I took away from the movie. I just took away more so that it wasn't necessarily, this is not really getting into spoilers, I don't think, so I'm not going to spoil anything if you guys haven't seen it. It's been out forever. It's been out for 6, 7, 8 years now, so I think it's okay, but a lot of people focused on like, it's just about reincarnation because it shows like the same actors throughout different times in history. While like different stuff was happening. Shit. But I didn't take that it was necessarily about these people being reincarnated and like it was about them as characters. I took it more as if it was just showing that not these people in particular, but just people in general are just like kind of doomed to always make the same mistakes, or like the same type of thing, like the same situations like are doomed to happen without, becoming aware of them and like making conscious decisions to change. Was kind of what I took away from it, which I thought was much more meaningful. But I don't know, I'd have to see it again, but ending of that movie was so sad. Which movie? For Oz, I'm not sure what you were talking about. Are all Korean movies this depressing? Which movie are you talking about? Lost in Translation is fantastic. The Fountain is amazing. You guys are also agreeing on that. Which one were you talking about? The ending of Mother, maybe? What was the name of the other? There was another Korean movie that I really liked a lot as well. What's the name of that? Miryang. I just remember the Korean title. Yeah, Mother. Yeah, the ending of Mother is depressing. Yeah. There's another Korean movie, Miryang. I can't remember what the English title is. Sunshine or something. What? It's not that. What is it? It's not Sunshine. What is it? How am I feeling right now? I'm good. I'm fine. What's the name of that movie? Ah, Secret Sunshine. That's what it is. Thank you. Oh, okay. Yeah, Ren Show. Very good. Right. Thank you. Yes. Secret Sunshine. Yeah, that's a really good one as well. Also quite depressing movie, but man, it's really good. Not Little Miss Sunshine, no. Little Miss Sunshine is a fine movie as well. Yeah, I like that movie. Of course, yeah, I've seen it too many times, but that's a fine movie as well. So I don't know. I love lots of sci-fi stuff, like monster movies. I like a lot of just like bad movies as well too. Like admittedly, not good movies necessarily, but just enjoyable, fun movies I like. So like just different monster movies and things like that, like monster animal, I should say, movies like Jaws, this sort of thing, like Lake Placid, sort of big snakes, crocodiles, shark movies. I like that kind of stuff, just for fun movies to watch as well. I like a lot of comedy stuff as well too. Not really into like the Hangover movies. Never. I think I've seen like the first one, maybe once, and other ones. I'm not really into like the Zach Galifianakis comedy movies, basically. But like the classics, like Anchorman and Step Brothers, like the Will Ferrell glory days of comedy movies were pretty great. And then like 40-Year-Old Virgin, Grandma's Boy, those ones. But and also like a lot of like older comedy movies as well, like the Naked Gun movies, especially like Airplane and Vacation series. Those are all pretty great as well. Like in my house growing up, Christmas Vacation was like one of the staple holiday movies to watch. Christmas Vacation at Christmas and Groundhog's Day in February. We were big Bill Murray fans in my house, and certainly still am. And one of the reasons why I love Lost in Translation as well, of course, Bill Murray. Classic. Bill Murray robbed of the Oscar for Lost in Translation, and thus, to this day, I still hate Sean Penn for robbing my man Bill Murray of that 2004 Oscar. And people say, oh, Bill Murray didn't really deserve an Oscar because he was basically just acting as himself. But Come on, please. How can you watch that movie and not just want to give that guy an Oscar? And it's Bill Murray, come on, at least, like... If I don't see Bill Murray getting an Oscar in my lifetime, I'm gonna die unhappy. I mean, if he doesn't at least get some sort of, like, honorary... What do they call that? They have, like, a name for that. It's not honorary, but, like, where they give Oscars to... It's usually after they die, unfortunately. So I don't want Bill Murray to die anytime soon. But at some point, I hope that he'll get an Oscar in some fashion. Wes Anderson films. Yeah, I love Wes Anderson films. I don't think I've seen the most recent one or two of them. I've not seen yet. And I don't necessarily like all of them the same. Lifetime Achievement Award, yes, thank you. Yes, Lifetime Achievement Award, yeah. If they don't at least give Bill Murray some sort of Lifetime Achievement Award, that's, you know, that's pretty sad. Yeah, Wes Anderson, I like a lot of his movies. Probably my favorite would be probably The Life Aquatic. Or Darjeeling Limited, Darjeeling Express. What is it? No, I'm forgetting name. Yes. What is it? Is it Darjeeling Express? Darjeeling Limited? Darjeeling. What is it? Anyway, yeah, Life Aquatic is great. And I think the Darjeeling. Which one is it? Is it Darjeeling Express? Damn. I'm just gonna stop saying it, but you guys know what I'm talking about. That'll be another. Royal Tenenbaums is not really one of my favorites of his, actually. I know I'm in the majority on that. I know a lot of people love Royal Tenenbaums. Darjeeling Limited, thank you. I thought that was right, but for some reason it was not sounding right. Darjeeling Limited, thank you. Yeah, I know Royal Tenenbaums is... A lot of people like that one. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I saw that one later. I don't think I saw it until after I'd already seen a few other Wes Anderson films, so maybe that's why I didn't quite like it as much. Maybe if I had just seen that one first, I'd have like a more of a soft spot for that movie. But yeah, I think I'm just trying to remember. I'm sure there's probably some other ones that I really enjoyed, but I can say, yeah, Rushmore was good. Yeah, I agree, Daniel. Rushmore was good, but still, I think I can say with pretty certainly that my favorite would just have to be Life Aquatic. I mean, the cast, the writing, the story for that is so good. And it's got, like, that perfect, like, balance of goofy quirkiness and, like, without being too over the top. Because I feel like some of the other Wes Anderson movies are, like, kind of too reliant on that quirkiness being, like, the main feature of it. Where, like... that aspect of his movies is cool, but he doesn't need to rely on that, and that's why I think like Life Aquatic had a good balance of that. And yeah, someone asked about John Hamm, and Zerochi asking if I've seen Baby Driver. Yeah, I like John Hamm, and yes, I've seen Baby Driver. I think twice. I think I saw it in the theater, and then I watched it again later on a flight or something. Yeah, Baby Driver was pretty good. I enjoyed it, and yes, I like John Hamm. He's cool. The umbilical cable is pretty interesting, how this goes together. Gotta feed the wire up through there and then close that up with that part like that. And this part up over the end of that like that to close that up, seal the deal on that. This other part then goes into here like that, and this part onto here and into here, and then this is made, I can assume, to plug into an action base like that. You guys can't really see that. There you go. So that can plug into your action base like that. So that's pretty cool that they made that attachment like that. That's fun. All right. So there's that. And so that is everything of like the actual. So I didn't really talk too much about this while I was building it, but obviously I was building the rifle there. And the rifle is pretty cool as well. You got some nice parts, color separation with the dark gray showing through, and then like the red ammo belt showing through there, and the little silver tip for the rifle. So that's really, really nice. That's all that you would get with just the standard version. Now we'll build the Positron Canon as well, which we have a lot of parts for this. It's quite involved. Like, just all the parts for the Positron Canon is probably like the same number of parts that would be included with like a typical HG kit. Have you seen Arrival? Yes, I've seen Arrival a few times as well. I like that. My wife and I we were watching a movie last week, and that was one of the ones we were considering as we were on Netflix trying to narrow down what we were going to watch. We were between like Arrival and a couple other things. So yeah, it's one that I like as well. Arrival's good. Any childhood anime crushes? I don't know. Not Android 18. I feel like probably yeah, but I don't know. What's the girl from Tenchi Muyo? Ryoko? The blue-haired girl. Was it? Right? Ryoko, is that right? Tenchi Muyo? Ninja Woman. So it definitely was not anything Digimon related. Yeah, Ryoko, yeah. Yeah, that would have maybe been one. And then like probably some like Gundam characters. This wouldn't have been like while I was that much of a child, you know, I was in my pre-teens. Maybe, but like Aina from Gundam from 8th MS team. Yeah, I feel like there's probably like more. Are you gonna do more 30 minutes missions reviews? Yes. Got the Seal Nova here. These. The Seal Nova, the orange version of the Alta flight type, but I've already reviewed the flight type. It's not any different. It's just orange. And also the Air Fighter. It's like a backpack. So yeah, those are in the queue. That'll probably be like 2 weeks later. Next week, I'm planning on focusing on just the G-Unit kits. The 144 G-Unit kits. Let's see, Lum too. Yeah, Lum I was not really familiar with when I was that like younger. Rain or LMB from G Gundam, yeah, maybe, yeah, not as much. More so, I think I always had a little bit more of a affinity towards Aina. More so, Merida Cruz was not a thing at that time. Ricky B. Marita came much later. Kagali also was not. I mean, like in my early like days of being like young, Seed wasn't out yet, or I hadn't seen it. I think it was like just starting to maybe come out in Japan at that time. But let's see. Yeah, and speaking of the Faraz, speaking of the RG Phoenix, I mentioned in a couple of previous live streams that I had been considering how to go about building the Phoenix. Whether I wanted to do a live stream or not. Because of the nature of the kit, it's kind of hard to do the way that I typically do live streams. So I think I finally decided for what I'm going to do for the RG Phoenix kit is not doing a live stream, but I will make a build video, but it'll just be an edited, posted video, not something that I'm doing live. So I think maybe, yeah, I've got some ideas about how I'm gonna do that. So like basically what I'll do is just prepare each section, and then like, because I can't like cut out all the parts at once, because if I just throw all the gold parts into the box, they're just like banging around and getting all scratched up and stuff. So I don't want to do that. So like I'll just prepare the parts and then like record building just that section. But then like it'd be kind of weird to have like a building video like that, like this, where I'm just not talking to you guys, because it will be a pretty lengthy video unless I super edit it, like just like a really fast one of those like kind of trendy videos you see now, like the build videos you see on some other channels where it's just like super fast building in the parts. Don't necessarily want to do it like that, edit it in that way. So maybe what I could do is ask, like have it as like a Q&A. I'll just like post something online for you guys to ask questions for like a Q&A, so it'll basically be like this, but just not live. It could be ASMR too, yeah, but I don't know. Or I could just like not put any, I mean, it can just be ASMR or that sort of thing, and just like say, just like bring your own music and let people just, you know, watch the video and like, put on whatever music they like. But I think what could also be cool is just do it as like a Q&A. So just ask people ahead of time, post your questions for the Q&A, and then while I'm recording the build, I can just answer the people's questions, whatever, and then that will just be what the audio ends up being for the video. That could be an alright idea. I mean, what do you guys think about that idea? Any other ideas about that? Zach making crunching noises on ASMR. Yeah. Like I don't know, ASMR are so weird. Is that the amount of editing for that is staring. Yeah, I mean, honestly, when you guys see, if you're not really familiar, having like a lot of experience with video editing, for like the videos that you see where it's just like someone snapping the kit and it's like tick 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 tick, it's actually not that hard. It takes a while, but it's not that hard to edit a video like that, because when you're editing the video, you're also, I mean, you're seeing the sound wave as well, so you can see where there's the peak in the sound wave, and that's where the part is, that snap together sound. You can see that in the peak. So I mean, you don't even need to listen to the video. You can just like go through the timeline and just like cut, and then just delete all the space in between, and just put it all together. So I mean, it's actually not that, it takes a while, but it's not that difficult to edit a video like that. So you've seen like in some of my recent unboxing videos, or like the unboxing portion of my review videos recently, where I'm like pulling the bags out of the box, and it's like, it's super easy to edit that because you just cut out the sound waves. So yeah, that's all I had to say about that. Can you automate by sound cue? Oak Tree, you might be able to do something like that. I'm not sure about that, but that could be possible. That's getting above my skill level. Interesting, this section. They certainly didn't cheap out on this part of the build. I mean, like the part separation, the color separation on this is like just as impressive as on the main kit. It's pretty insanely detailed for this part as well. This and this here. What application do you recommend for video editing? Zerochi, I use Adobe Premiere Pro, so like I guess I recommend that, but there's other programs that you can use that I think you can use just as well. You don't need to use an expensive editing program. I am fortunately still using my teacher discount because I was a teacher. I am able to get like Adobe software with a teacher's discount, and I guess as long as I don't tell Adobe that I'm not a teacher anymore, I can keep using that discount for my account, but just don't tell them, anyone. Don't report me to Adobe. But yeah, if you're a teacher or a student, you can get a pretty nice discount on that stuff. And that, where's this piece that I'm looking for? Hello. It's a flat little rectangle piece. Where is that? It's not here. It's not that. It's not that. I know I saw this. Where to go? It's probably like right in front of me. I'm just not seeing it. There it is. Gotcha. Raid. Hello. Thank you for the Gundam tacos. KMR Live. You're teaching us, so it still sounds good. Still counts. Yeah, it still counts as teaching, right? Sure. The Nightingale is my best vid. Eating the Nightingale. Yeah, that was a fun one. It was. I was a little bit disappointed that so few people got the reference. But I guess I can't expect everyone to watch the same stuff on YouTube that I watch. But I figured more people would be familiar with H3H3. And I think... No, I don't need you to listen. Thanks very much. Thank you. Yeah. Did you guys get the reference on that, or what? Been pulled away like 3 times and you're still going on long stream. Yes, it's a pretty long stream because it's a pretty complicated kit to build here. Let's see, alright, there we go. Just over 2 hours now, yeah. That's about what I was expecting. But we're almost done. Basically, this piece for the end of this barrel, which seems very fragile. Like that, and there. And this one here. This thing is going to be pretty long too. Now that it's coming together, I'm realizing how long this section is going to be. And I think my ruler is nearby. It's not all the way together yet, but even right now it's 23 centimeters already. Ever play Blaze Blue or Guilty Gear? No, I never played Blaze Blue or Guilty Gear. I know what those games are, but no, I never played them. Was never really much of a fighting game fan, really. I played a couple here and there, but like none of like the like kind of hardcore. I don't know if that's the right word for it, but like a real fighting game. I played like Super Smash Brothers a lot, and some of the older ones, like just like growing up here and there. Like I played Gundam Battle Assault 2, and Primal Rage. No like proper fighting games like Street Fighter, Blaze Blue, Guilty Gear, any of these like real fighting games. I just played ones that were like themed to my interests. But also 2, yeah, it was fun. Primal Rage was awesome, yeah. I mean, like, I'm not saying these games weren't fun. They were really cool games. And where start applying stickers first, number 52. We got advice kits. Looks so good. Thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited about those. It's a fun little side project. Yesterday I got all the parts all washed up and cleaned up for the Resin God Gundam. So after this, later this afternoon, I'm going to do the first round of primer on those parts. So that should be good. Get some primer on those and can... I'm sure there'll be more cleanup to do, unfortunately, but there'll be some more cleanup to do on those, and then we'll have to do primer round 2 on the God Gundam parts, but then after that, we should be good. To get right into the painting. So I think, doing the priming today, and then some cleanup, and I don't know if I'll get to the second round of primer tomorrow, but at least getting everything cleaned up some more, see what other fixes we need to make on that. We'll probably have to do a little bit more filling of some bubbles and stuff, some stuff that just needs to be cleaned up a little bit more. And then I want to have it at least all like ready for paint proper by Monday, and then Monday I'm not sure, like do like all the painting on Monday or Tuesday, but next week, at least the beginning of next week, should be into the painting on that kit. So yes, very exciting. And okay, now back to putting this part together. Where does this go? Into here, like this. Alright, get into there. There we go. Alright, very cool. What's different with the thighs on this kit, Renshaw? There's a difference in the thighs, this part here in the front. This version, if you're making this version, it's gray. If you're making the just regular Unit 00 version, then it should be white. That's the only difference. The part is exactly the same, just the color is different. Alright, then this part here. This one's like that. And this one onto here for our little bipod part. That's this one. Oh no. That's right. Here like that. And this little guy onto the front of there, and that goes onto here. And then opposite side. Like that, and this one like that. And where's the tiny little orange piece? Goes onto here. And that goes onto this side. And that like that. Okay. Then this part like that. And that's right here, like this. And not that one. Okay. That one onto the underside of there. Like that. And this one. This one. And that into there. Man, they really went to town on designing this thing, man. This one here, this one into there, and this on top of that, like that. Crazy. Not that one, not that one, this one. Onto here like that. This one. Ascension, what's up? Not much here. We're kind of almost done with this, but just because we're nearing the end, Bandai's not letting up on just how complicated this kit is. Like that. Man. Okay, there's that section. And we need to do the whole thing again for the other side as well too. So we need this one, and where is that? Here it is. Like that. This one underneath. This white part into the side of there, and this plugs onto the side of here, like that. That pops down into here, and this one goes on top of that, and this one goes onto the side of there, and this one onto the side of here, That plugs into there. And this one plugs onto there. Man. Then this thing those plug onto there. And I got this thing. The circular bits should be sticking up. Like that. Close this up. Like that. For making that part. Oh man. Yeah, there's just so many parts here. Why is there so many pieces? And painting this kit is gonna suck. So many pieces. That goes on to front of there. Insane. Alright, then finally we can plug the Canon down onto the top of this, and all this stuff should pop into place. That goes into there, that goes into there, that goes into there. These parts. Parts to here, here, and here. This thing is pretty insane. Just the detail on this is crazy. For this guy, man. Best RG is probably this Husby or new. Yeah, I could say that. I can't wait for the new Gundam heavy weapon system. That's gonna be fun. This part, okay. So that is it for the rifle actually, or the cannon. That's done. Now we build the shoulder parts for the Eva Unit 1. Optional shoulder part here for that, and you need some parts from that kit for this. It looks like. Where's this part go? I feel like I missed something along the way. No, I didn't. That just goes like that. Let's see. Where am I building that part? Oh. Yeah, I just missed putting this part on there somewhere along the lines. Here. That, and that's where these stickers go. I was wondering where these other gray striped stickers go. Makes sense, I forgot to put this on here. Okay, as we were saying, so you see 22 after 22. Okay, those are parts from the original kits, and again parts from the original kit. All these parts from the original kit. Can't really do anything with that. Can put this one on here. And can put these parts together. So it seems like without having the Eva Unit 1 like here with me, or with you if you're building this, without having the Eva Unit 1, you can't put this section fully together. So like if you're like me and like you got this kit first and then you wanted to put this part together for the Eva Unit 1 shoulder, you can't do it until you actually have those shoulder parts. This part was kind of strange, not really fitting in there, right? There we go. Like that, and so into here. It only fits on the Eva Unit 1, yeah. Oh, got to go. Oblivion, thank you. It only fits on the Eva 1, that's disappointing. I was wondering if we were going to be able to use this with the Eva Unit 0 as well. So yeah, that's this one here. That's right. This seems strange, but I guess that goes on there like that. Okay. That's it. Just looking at this, and it seems like you should be able to make this. It seems like this should be able to work with this version of the Eva as well. Does it really not? Huh. Let me see. So you got that section, then this part on here. That's pretty crazy if this doesn't actually work. And how did I miss putting this part on here too? Damn. Seeing what parts I have left here, and I'm realizing, wait, that's not for this part. That goes on there. That's better. Okay, so basically, that's it. And this goes into the top of here. It's supposed to be like that, I guess. And see. Oi. Onto there. So that's like that. And what about this tiny little part here that I somehow missed somewhere along the way? Where does this go? Probably goes somewhere on here, something. I just missed that. Where does this plug onto? This tiny little orange guy? Any thoughts? Opinions on where this goes that I missed? Aha! There it is. Goes here. Now, how very carefully. It's a tiny little connection peg that seems like it's very easily broken. There you go. Sticking onto like that. Oh, that's the cock blocking mechanism for that. Okay. Anyway, all right. That's a wrap. Dianjo, thank you for using Super Chat there again. I appreciate that. I really want everyone to know that Gundam Battle Operation 2 introduced me to the Zero Shiki, and goodness, do I love its epoxy beam rifle. Zero Shiki, yeah, it's a cool design. I didn't know that it was in that game. I'm not playing the game. Yeah, so you really can't make this shoulder armor work with this kit? Are you guys sure? I'm kind of like can't be bothered to take this apart to try it. I'll trust you guys if you tell me that you can't actually make this work. But just looking at the menu, I mean, it looks like the parts are the same, that they should work. Okay, I see the front part of the shoulder is slightly different, so that's maybe why it would maybe not work. I want to try this. Yeah. X-Blaster saying no, it totally works. Yeah, it looks like it should work. That's what I'm saying. So let's try this. We take this apart. Is this part different? Yeah, that part's a little different. So you'll have to use the back of the arm, the back of the shoulder part there will have to be purple, which is not the correct color for that, but let's see. Everything else seems like it should work. That fits onto there, and I'm gonna need to take this part off again. What the? That fits onto there. No, this one needs to go on here first. Sorry. Let's see. Yeah, here's the problem. This part doesn't work. Okay, yeah. This one piece here doesn't fit on there properly. No, this one doesn't fit on there, dude. Oh, no, sorry. I was putting it on wrong. Hahaha. Yes, sorry about that. I was putting it on incorrectly. So there you go. That fits onto there, and that fits onto there. And yeah. You have to put this together like that. Is that part supposed to be like that? It's just not supposed to have the white part up to the front, right? Yeah, okay, that's it. So yeah, it would work like that. There you go. You don't need this part. So the back of the shoulder is the wrong color, but otherwise it works perfectly fine. There you go. The back is purple. This one is a different length. It's a little bit taller, so you can't use that yellow one. So there you go. Answer is always both, then none. Okay, so there you go. That is that. Very cool. Now I have to take this apart and I'll have to put it back together again to demonstrate in the review, unfortunately, but well, it's not that difficult to take this section apart, fortunately. So that is it for today's stream. Wow, quite the journey, this kit. It is very impressive, I will say. So I'm looking forward to whenever I can finally get my hands on Eva 1 now as well. That'll be awesome, and Eva 2 will be cool. Looking forward to building those as well, now that I built this one. And again, I'm sure, someone was pointing out earlier, the construction is going to be mostly the same, but it's fun. It's a fun kit to build, no doubt about it. And the posability seems like it's going to be pretty intense. Let's just try just a sitting pose. Here we are. Just sitting down. You guys can't see that, I know, but there you go. Sitting, standing, running. The classic running. Oops, careful with that. I'll lose this part on the head. The running and jumping pose. It's not exactly correct, but anyway. The articulation is crazy. The color separation is crazy. The detail is pretty insane. Did I miss putting the sticker on the inside of the head or something? I guess not, but where does that sticker supposed to go? Does that go under the clear part on the chest or something? There's this circular mirror sticker here. There's a couple of mirror stickers that I still have left on my sticker sheet, which leads me to believe that I didn't put them on where they're supposed to be. Where is that circular one supposed to go? Let's just check. On the guide here on the back. Oh, it goes on the inside of the rifle. Okay, well, oops. Not taking that apart to put that in there. And the other ones also, these ones also go on the inside of the rifle. Oops, oh well. And these go on the arms. On the front part of the arms. Okay, well I can stick those on, I guess. I missed where anything was supposed to go on the arms. Where was that? Interesting, you. Not seeing where that's pointed out in the manual, but I guess it's just because you can just put them on later. So, armor 4 goes on one side and then on the other side. So, that is it for now, guys. Going to work on some painting, and then I'll get the review out for this guy pretty soon. Guy or gal, I guess I should say. But I want to put some more of the stickers on, so I want to do that first. Probably not all of them. But any mecha series that you watched outside of Gundam franchise, well, depending if you consider Evangelion a mecha series or not. I've seen Evangelion a bunch of times. Also watched Big O. I like that. That's maybe kind of about it. I don't actually have a whole lot of anime experience. So anyway, like I said, that is going to be it for now. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Eva Unit 00. What's your favorite anime ever? Probably Evangelion. Probably my favorite. Yes. So, I don't know. Yes, there are plenty of other mecha anime series, but yeah, just haven't really seen much of them myself. So, alright guys, that's it for now. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you soon. I don't think there's going to be any other live stream build tomorrow, so there won't be any more live streaming until next week. So, see you guys some more live streaming next week. For just the end of this week, I got some more cool stuff to share with you guys, so I'll just be posting that on the channel. So see you there, and goodbye for now.